Ah, gravel, the jester of road surfaces. That is, until dust turns up and steals the act, and your visibility. In this episode I wave farewell to the Patagonian Desert as Ruta 40 escorts me north through Argentinian lakeland to San Martín de los Andes, an alpine town that seems to have taken a wrong turn somewhere over the Atlantic. Day 100. It feels like some kind of arbitrary milestone, but I'll have to settle for some warm sunshine and the cheerful send-off from the proprietor of the modest but agreeable hotel restaurant El Caquique. Today I'm heading to Esquel, the first of Argentina's Lake District towns, where the desert finally concedes defeat and Europe apparently starts, at least from an architectural perspective. The sunshine has already worked its therapy by the time Ruta 40 introduces today's first patch of variable road surface, but compared to yesterday, it turns out to be a little half-hearted, although a good reminder nonetheless to pay attention. After weeks of flat Patagonia, the first hint of elevation feels like a standing ovation from the landscape, and soon enough the Andes' eastern foothills start peeking over the horizon like shy giants at a garden party. Trees, actual ones, of appreciable size and in convincing numbers. This can only mean one thing: I've crossed a climate threshold and Esquel is close. A short detour leads into the Esquel Valley, where officials wave me through with the casual indifference reserved for the harmlessly foreign on two wheels. Esquel thrives on its proximity to lakes, mountains, and a ski resort currently taking its summer vacation, so for now the motorcycle will have to play the role of alpine sport. As I roll into town, an improbable blaze of red demands attention. On closer inspection, it appears that in Esquel, Gauchito Hill is being venerated alongside that other famously benevolent outlaw, Santa Claus, an arrangement that raises questions nobody here seems particularly troubled by.
After the sun comes the...
I've decided to keep day 100 short, if for no other reason than milestone days deserve more dignity than a punishing ride. So the plan's simple: find a bed, catch up on life, and exploit the first menu I've seen in weeks that offers something more sophisticated than grilled chew. Day 101, and the weather gods remain suspiciously generous. With a friendly goodbye from La Posada, I'm back into the morning sun, pointed north, and reconnecting with Ruta 40 for what promises to be a day of excellent scenery.
Adios. That low, and after the fire comes the growth. I'm on a sea of trouble over my rise.
Despite the blue sky and relatively low altitude, the air has a chill sharp enough to suggest layering. Fortunately, my rain gear has always harboured ambitions as a windbreaker, so I rug up.
Calling on the city of love, calling on the city of love. I don't wanna wait at all, I don't wanna wait at all. Calling on the city of love, calling on the city of love. I don't wanna break off all, I don't wanna break at all.
Meanwhile, smooth tarmac gives way to patchwork, hinting that another game of pothole slalom may be imminent. But that train of thought is interrupted by an overtaking manoeuvre that has all the grace of a man trying to eat an entire watermelon in one bite. And of course, GoPro makes it look like nothing more than number 3 back and sides, but in reality it was a much closer shave. A couple of Ks down the road and I do get the satisfaction of passing him again, middle finger raised, although sadly not on camera. And that satisfaction is complemented by the added bonus of no potholes in sight. As the Andes loom larger, the world turns greener and more inviting. A welcome change after the flatness that is southeastern Patagonia. But despite the end-of-the-world atmosphere, the area is dotted with police checkpoints. Although, as is custom, a foreign bike appears to act as a cloaking device against official curiosity. landscape alternates between valleys and plains, but traffic is the new constant. Hardly oppressive, yet enough to feel like a crowded theatre after weeks of private screenings. Deeper into the foothills, the scenery becomes unapologetically grand. The mountains appear like old friends you're actually glad to see, and the curves are so smooth they feel like they've been choreographed. The views are doing their level best to distract me, and very nearly succeed, at which point another car decides to overtake in a manner that would make a coroner nervous. Once again, closer than it looks, but hopefully this is not a new pattern. Most of the region's finest lakes defected to Chile, but Argentina managed to keep a small but respectable selection. Today's destination is San Carlos de Bariloche, a well-regarded town on the shores of Lago Nahuel Huapi. It will be a couple of days off, re-energizing, the sort of rest that 100-odd days on the road has thoroughly earned. Bariloche clings to its hillside with a faint San Francisco air, if San Francisco traded cable cars for steak and empanadas. My run of good weather continues as I literally head to the bottom of town and the lakeshore to reconnect with Ruta 40.
Keeps me hanging on. Whoa, come on home.
planned lakeside route evaporates early when it becomes clear that Garmin has different ideas. Ideas, I'm forced to admit, were enabled by some lax planning on my end rather than the device's habitual creative routing. On the upside, the landscape is quite spectacular, like Sedona in Arizona, but green, which is either an improvement or a completely different place. The method to Garmin's madness is eventually revealed, a 67k gravel shortcut apparently designed to spare me from the indignity of smooth pavement and lakeside views. It's a curious definition of efficiency, but the scenery is doing its level best to compensate. It takes exactly 3 minutes and 1 word to remember why gravel and traffic are a miserable pairing. Dust. One cloud past simply delivers me to the next. I'd suspected this might be on the cards, but being right brings little comfort. Temporary relief arrives in the form of Villa Malakina, a small resort town on the lake of the same name, which also explains why all these cars were prepared to brave the gravel in the first place. The pavement holds for a moment, then surrenders again. Roadworks outside of town hinted a better future, but that future is not today. For now, it's one more cloud of dust before the tarmac returns. Back on the pavement, with only 27 k's to go, and the road is suddenly mercifully empty. It seems the gravel munchers are still way behind me, chewing on the dust. Ah, so that's where all the cars went. Whatever the occasion, all of Western New Ken Province has decided today is the day to attend it. A final series of valleys delivers me to Lago Laca and a gentle descent into San Martín, another alpine impersonator bustling with tourists and timber charm. With any luck, it will also be agreeable, and preferably without any more gravel attempting to join the conversation today. Bubbles, waterfalls, volcanoes, border crossings, more border crossings, steam, hot days, and actually getting stopped at a checkpoint.